Yep.
There we go. Got it. All right. Cool. Well, thanks everybody for attending this one. With some of the changes that are going on in Jones & Co., I'm going to be helping a little bit on their social media and helping you guys too. I've done some talks about social media before, but this one applies a little bit more of a how-to to help multiply your reach. So one of the things that we want to do at Jones & Co. is not just, promote what we do at Jones, but I think it's really good for the agents and stuff that they're doing to also get promoted on Jones & Co. Because right now, what's happening with between all the stuff going on with realtors and all the competition of attention, it's real important to continue to brand yourself in the marketplace. And that's one of the ways that, again, you'll survive and thrive in how things are going right now. So I know everybody's kind of doing their own thing and they're trying to, expand their reach and expand their followers. And that is all great. But there are a few things that I've noticed now that I've been kind of helping on the Jones side of things, paying attention to some of what you guys are posting, that I wanted to do this talk just to kind of give you guys some pointers and how things could be improved. And then by adding a few things to it, it's going to allow Jones & Co.'s social media to also promote what you're promoting. So I think that would be a really good thing, because one of the things that really helps social media posts really get out in the marketplace is they need to have engagement. So the algorithms have changed as far as what social media platforms are looking for in order to promote the posts that you're doing. So what we want to do is maximize that effort that you're putting in to get you the most return, so the most awareness. I'm sure you guys are seeing on your own social media pages that you might post something out there and you're not really getting a lot of likes, or maybe the views are not coming through as well. And there could be some little tweaks that are done to those postings that you're doing that are gonna kind of help that move along. And again, one of the reasons why we want to go through this is that we want to show that you're a part of Jones & Co. and being part of Jones & Co. is going to help everybody. Just more market awareness as far as the brokerage in the marketplace. So people, they know RE/MAX, they know the other big names, and they're just going to be like, oh, well, who's Jones & Co.? Even though you got a long history here, and it's good just to kind of keep that awareness out there. So those are some of the things we could do. Again, one of the other things I've seen happening is that a lot of people were looking for listings that are within the Jones & Co. family that they could either do an open house with, or they could promote, and other agents are saying, hey, this is my listing, go ahead and promote it as your own. And that's all well and good, but there's ways that you can do that easily just by how you're doing your posts. So you don't really have to put so much effort out there to have more posts. And one other way of pushing your social media out further is the frequency of posting. So I know that's something that everybody struggles with. I mean, I do it as well. They're like, oh gosh, what am I going to post today? I need to post something, but I got nothing to post. It seems, weird or something, but there's ways to do that. And what we're thinking is that we could leverage each other's posts for your own. So while you have a listing, you would love to have another agent come and give you an offer. So why not share it within the Jones & Co. family? And then it actually is just a little bit easier that way. So that's one of the other things we want to do. And we also want to then allow those posts to become visible to the Jones & Co. side. For me, myself, will be helping with posting on Jones & Co. social media. So it's virtually impossible for us to kind of really know what everybody's posting because of the media itself. So, while we might follow your page and things like that, it's impossible for us to always see that, so there's going to be some tactical things I'm going to present that you could do to kind of help that go along as well. Um, so, um, so with that, so a little bit about, again, a little refresher about making your social media posts work. So again, as I said before, is post often. So that is one thing you could do. If you're really looking to grow your audience and your posts that actually get out beyond your followers, it's very important for frequency in your posting. That's because the platforms themselves will push you out, because really they're the gatekeepers of all the social media. So while you could put something out there, you could have 2,000 followers, it really doesn't mean that 2,000 people get to see you. So with that, the more posts that you do, the more that the platform will help push you out there, and it'll more make awareness with all your hashtags and other things that you do. So one of the other things I've noticed is that look at your post quality. Now, I'm not talking necessarily about the picture, but it's more about everything else that's around it. A lot of times it's easy, I know, for you to go on Facebook and it's easy to hit the automatic share button to Instagram. The only problem with that is that a lot of times people are posting on their Facebook page and it includes a link, and the link goes to their site. The problem is that the site does not translate that link into Instagram. So your Instagram post becomes a dead post. While there's a photo there and there's something there, it doesn't go anywhere and it doesn't translate as a quality post as far as the algorithms go from the platform. Because again, links in the description only work on Facebook. They do not work on Instagram. So with that, you got to make sure that you're posting something appropriate from one to the other. So now there's other things. So Facebook lets you put links in posts, which is really great, and it pulls it in. However, they don't allow you to put, one of the other things that they would like to post is your stories. So people know stories, and people, that pops up as really a little more timely, and they're really trying to push that aspect because it's quicker and it's more current than posts. The problem with that is Facebook will not allow you to put a link in your story post. The reason being is they want your money. Basically, they want you to pay. They want you to pay for posts so you can have the interactivity and the other thing that goes around with that. But you don't want to have to pay for posts because, again, one of the things that happens with paid ads on Facebook is that you run into their legal filters, and that means you can't, you have to be within all age groups and all areas and things like that. So it really doesn't really pay to do that. But now when you get to Instagram, your Instagram post link doesn't work, but there is a story on Instagram that allows you to put a link. So that link, if it's shared back to Facebook, will work as a link. So it's kind of screwy. I mean, and it's like the Wild West. So you can just tell that it's not always an easy thing to manage, but there's ways to share it. So if somebody is posting on Instagram within our Jones & Co., and if they're saying like there's a new listing or something, if you share it to your story and post it up there, then that could be shared to your Facebook page, and then you could find your people that way. So those are, it may sound muddy, but if you have any questions, again, reach out to me anytime. I'll be happy to walk you through that. One other thing you might have noticed on the Jones & Co. Facebook page recently, like as far as this event, there's a new thing they added, and it's called @followers or @everyone. I don't know if you've seen people post that. So that is something they've added, and I believe it was a response because people are griping that, hey, I've got 1,000 followers, but my post only saw 2 people saw my post. So that's one way to do it. So there is an alert when you're doing a post. If you're doing something like you just listing or something like that on your Facebook page, you can do @everyone, and then there's also an @followers. You have to find out which one works. It kind of depends on how your page is set up. But what it does is that basically gives a trigger to anybody who's following you that says, hey, someone mentioned you in this post. So that's a great way of just like popping it to people. If something new has popped up or things like that, like you have an open house or something, or a new listing or a price reduction, things like that. That's a good way of actually just popping it on and pushing it out to your followers that way, in addition to your post as is. So, okay. So that's some of, those are some of the new tips and tricks that are going on as far as Facebook goes. Now Instagram, I have some examples here that I'm going to share just to kind of, and again, if anybody is on this call who I'm talking about, I'm not picking on anybody. I'm just using this as an example for what I was saying. So let me share this screen here. I think this will switch over. So do you see this post here on the screen? Did it switch over?
Yes.
Okay,
Now
it should show the core team. Okay, all right, great. And I'm not picking on Crystal's team whatsoever, but I just want to show an example of what I was saying. So this is an Instagram post here. So as you can see here, that it has some information on here, which is nice, but it does not have the address in the listing. That's number one. You know, when you're saying yeah. when you're showing a location, you're showing a house, and it's open house in particular, the address is super important. So you want to make sure that the address is listed in there at the very least. But as you can see here, this is a post that was shared from Facebook to Instagram. As you can see here, it's clickable. So that's really an issue, you know? So if you want people to really kind of get that more information, because that's really what people are looking for. So when they get to the post, they need to like be engaged by the content that's there and give me something more. Because if there's not something more, they could do, they're going to click out and just kind of go away and forget about what they saw. And because of that, you're not going to get a like or a heart, which is not going to help push that post to anybody else. Okay, so the other thing I'd like to show everybody to pay attention to is the link itself. So, you know, Crystal's got a very good brand that's out here on her own, and she's building it. I know that, but you can see here that this link says searchallproperties.com information and a number. Okay, so one of the things I could zoom up on that if that helps. Again, this actually kind of goes to diminish your brand, and the reason is that while it may be an easy link that came from the MLS or something like that, really what happens is it just kind of it's a disconnect, you know, because you really want people to stay within your brand name, your realtor name, or your page. And when you do this, it kind of goes to the generic level, and then you're like, who is that? And there's no branding on there. So my suggestion is anytime that you have a listing or something like that, make it the link come from your page. So it takes an extra step, but you know, to make sure you search it up on your site and put that in there. And if you can't, or if your site is not generating search parameters, which is totally fine, my recommendation is to use the Jones & Co. page. So you can just go right to jonesandcorealty.com, put your address in, it's going to pull up your listing, and then use that link as the link that's in there, because it will still be branded as Jones & Co. So that would be, you know, my suggestion to you with that, because really, okay, I mean, at the end of the day, it's great.
Branded to her company and her web address, right?
Like in general, she said, like you go to DRICE instead of MLS. He's saying instead of putting MLS stuff, you put your DRICE on it.
Yes, exactly. Precisely what you're saying. Yes, because it's just again, you got to think about it. This is all advertising. So you want to reinforce your name, not someone else's name. And you want people to come to your site and remember your site, not somebody else's site. And something as generic as searchallproperties.com really is not really what you want. You want, you know, search the core team's properties. That's what you want. So that's where I'm coming there. And at the very least, use Jones & Co. because again, that is branding the brokerage, and it kind of just, it helps you in your branding as well because you're part of the Jones & Co. family. So that's one thing want to show with that. And so there's another one here I'd like to show, which is a little better. Oh, no, too soon. Hold on, sorry. Let me throw another one in here. second here. Okay. We got another one, nice, a nice one from the White Dolphin group here. Again, this is, it's a nice post because you got a nice picture here. You've got some information about a new price. You've got the address that's in the photo itself. So while on Instagram, it's not clickable, at least you can still, know the address right there. The key is it's really hard for people to be looking at this on Instagram and then know where the location is, because they're going to have to write it down, because you can't select it. You can't click on it. There's nothing else you could do except just look at it. So that's one thing to consider when you're posting on Instagram, as far as what you want people to do. There needs to be either a link in your bio or a link in the description or something that can push them to a place where they could find more information. So let me get to one of my notes here. Because the thing is with people, you got to understand that, people are lazy and they're getting lazier as it goes along. So with that, you have to make sure that you're providing that link to get people to more information, whether it's more photos, the other descriptions that they're going to want, because they're going to want to look this up before, and you don't want them to go to Zillow or anything else to get that information. You want them to come to your site or contact you directly. So I have another version of this one that I can show you the difference here. So again, this is further down on that same one, which is nice. So this is not bad. It's got some information. So at least the link here is one of those bit.ly shorter links. So at least it's not branded to somebody else. Again, though, this was obviously a post from Facebook that comes over into Instagram. So the link goes dead. So, even though they have a couple hundred followers, you could see there's only 7 people that clicked that they liked it. So you can see it's just really not getting the awareness that they'd be looking for. So to compare it, this is how that same post looks on Facebook. So I scrolled down so you can see the additional photos that are here. But as you can see, there's the button there to call now, which is great because Facebook can add that for you. And they've got 23 likes on Facebook, and they have the same amount of followers on both. So followers for followers, they're getting more awareness off of Facebook because the link is working, because there's other attributes to that are more interactive. So that's something to keep in mind when you're actually doing the postings for your open houses and things like that, because you really, a lot of people are probably struggling too when you put it out there and you see that no one sees it. You also want to be able to show to your customers that, hey, I'm getting awareness, I'm getting views on my social media, people are looking at it and they're engaging with it. So that's some of the things to kind of look at with that. So I just want to touch base with anybody of any initial questions right now that are coming up. Anybody? Okay. All right. That's good. One other thing to talk about is that the post content type. So one of the other things to really increase your awareness is to mix up your posts. So the open house posts are nice. The new listing posts are nice, but you also need to mix it up with some sort of content. The content could be short. So they could be some questions to people. I'm always a proponent of pushing some video, even if it's a very short video, just asking people, what do they think of this or that? And you could actually be showing some photos with that if you don't want to do video. Just like this one, you've got a couple photos, really nice photos of the interior. You could just pull something out of that saying, hey, what do you think of this living room space? What would you change? People always love to give their opinions, and give them an opportunity to give their opinion. So even if they're negative about it, it's okay, because you're really just looking for engagement. And it also is really good because even the negative comments are great, because it allows you to go in and reply in a positive spin. So, it shows professionalism as a realtor, and then, how you would be working with people. And when people see your responses to other people's questions and things like that. That, you know, it's a more get to know you type of thing. And that's really what you want to have. You want to have your social media kind of encompass everything about who you are. So when people reach out to you, they know they're reaching out to you because they feel comfortable already. So, all right. So we did talk about at followers and at everyone. So those are two of the ways that you can push the media out. One of the ways what I would like to do is kind of, I'm going to provide you with some graphics that are going to be able to help you in some of your postings. So some branded graphics. So let me show you what I've created here for you. And I'm going to make this available to everybody as well. So there's some branded graphics that we have that I'm going to be able to send to you, and they're going to be able to be used as stickers. So I don't know if you've seen how stickers use, or like when you're doing posts, there's a button inside your social media where it says add stickers, and they could be like open house or this or that. Well, you can add your own custom sticker. So I've created independent graphics here for you guys to use that you can use on top of your photos or posts, and it can brand it as Jones & Co. Realty, and it has a little call out like just listed, open house, reduced, now pending, all those things. So that's one thing that's really nice. So even then when you're going to share the post from maybe someone else's page, if they're having things like this on there, that's one way to then still brand it as it's all from Jones & Co. Realty. So that's one of the things I think that would be very important to do. And one other thing that it shows on this page here is that there's mentions. So that's, some of you guys are already using a hashtag Jones & Co. Realty, and that's great because that is searchable and trackable. The problem from a shareable standpoint from the brokerage side of being able to promote and repost what you guys post is that it's hard to track that from a side like from this side to be able to find your post about it. So what I would recommend is that if you're doing posts on like, you know, open houses, just listed, things like that, price reductions, something that's related to your listing, not necessarily your personal posts or stories, things like that, but something related to the listings. If you can tag at Jones & Co. Realty. So instead of, you can use the hashtag still, but also when you tag and you tag someone in your post, if you would tag Jones & Co. Realty, then the social media itself will give an alert from the management side here. So when I'm holding that, it'll come up like, hey, someone just mentioned you. Then I could go in there, and what I will do is I'm going to take your post and I'm going to reshare it out. So that's what we want to do. So we want to take things that are applicable to reshare them out on Jones & Co. Realty, because that's one of the things that, you know, I feel like we've been lacking a little bit on the Jones & Co. side, where we're doing a great job promoting the agents and the things that we're all doing in activities. But in order to really be able to share the listings and the home sales and all of that stuff that we have, we need to really be tagged. So if you can tag it, that would actually be super helpful. So that's one way we're going to do that moving forward. So I'm going to also kind of show you a little tutorial as far as how to actually go about and do those tags. Good. So that would be important, right? So great. Okay, so one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to my phone, and I'm going to show you exactly how something like that can work. So first of all, does anybody have any recent posts that they've just done about a listing or anything that's going on, like reduced, open house, just sold? No? Okay, that's fine. I'm going to use someone that's already out there, but anyway, so let me switch this off. So I'm going to look a little different here for a second. So hold on a second.
Billy said she does.
Okay, I'm back. So can you see me?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. So I am, oh, there we go. I can see everybody now too. Great. All right, let me share my screen here. Share 1 second.
All right. Everybody should be able to see my screen. Are we good? Okay.
Mhm.
All right, great. Okay. We're going to go to Instagram. All right. So let me just search up, let's see. We're going to search up the White Dolphin Group because they had some recent ones. Okay. So this is an example of how I'm going to go about doing this. So can show you how this works. So this is a new price, correct? All right. So from Jones & Co. Realty, we hit the little paper airplane and we want to add to story. So if you see at the bottom, you can just add to story. And you see how it kind of pops up there. So one thing that's nice is there's some interactivity here as well. And so you could take this, you twist it a little bit just to kind of put some more visual interest in there. And then you can go to add stickers. So this one, I already have a sticker made. And this one is, let me go back here just so you can see. So this is a new price. So we're going to call this as reduced. So this will be reduced. Oh. Am I there?
Just your picture.
Oh, it just has my picture? Okay, hold on a
Yeah.
second. Said something was invalid. I don't know what was going on. Hold on.
It's the joy of technology on Monday.
Yes. To reboot my screen here. Share screen. All right. Let's see if this works again. I don't know. I didn't like what I was doing, I guess, on Instagram. So, all right. Go back to Instagram. All right. So, can you see it now?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. All right, great. So this becomes a sticker that you can move around and put all different places, and you could just post it right there. That's reduced. And then people can click the photo for more information. So that's one thing you could do. Another thing, there is actually the link that you could put in. And again, that goes back to what I was saying about linking before. So that is, I can show you this. So you have other things that you could put in here. One thing is link. So right there is the link. So what you do is you paste in your link from your website, and then you could create a custom sticker text on it. And that is where you could put click for details or anything like that. So let me just cancel that for a second. Let me go get that address there. 1 second. So what I'll do is I will go to Jones & Co. So Jones & Co. Realty. Oops.com. All right, so you have jonesandcorealty.com. You can just put in the address or the MLS number, I think, but you could just do, I already looked this up, it should come up. 11760. All right, Solano Drive. Okay, so there you go. So there's the same listing of the same house. So you can just go up to the whole URL, click it, say copy. Then you go back to Instagram. You click a link, you press, you paste the link, and then you customize this to say, click for details with an exclamation point. Click done, and then there you go. So now this is an interactive post where if someone is looking for more information, there's something that could happen with it. So I will show you how that works. So this is going to Jones & Co. Realty's Facebook. I mean, first it goes to Instagram story, but it's also shared to their Facebook story. So now we have interactive links between the two. So I'll share it. And that's done. So now when we go to Jones & Co., you can go to story, and there it is. And if you click, it's going to go right to the website for more information. So again, once you get to the website, then there's a searchable address. There's additional photos. You could get text messages, you know, everything that is offered on the website. So that's one way of really, you know, pushing it forward and getting your post to have more engagement. And also then it becomes on Jones & Co. Realty. So you can then see, we can see how many people are actually looking at that post. So there we go. So then as a highlight, that will show up on your homepage when you look at all the top links of other agents and things like that, everybody you follow, that will get showed up. You also see it on Facebook as well. So that's another way of really getting your posts out there. Let me go back. I'm going to stop sharing and switch back. 1 second.
Okay. All right. So I'm back. So there you go. There's a little bit of like the how-to as far as being able to change up your posts and alert Jones & Co. of those posts, so then we can repost them out, because that helps you. It helps Jones & Co., but it also helps you guys too, because the more people that share it out is then a trigger for the algorithms to say, hey, this post is worthy of pushing it out to more people. And so the more it gets out, that's how you're going to get more views, more likes, more interactivity between the two. And so that's one of the things we definitely want to be able to do and help everybody help each other. So, you know, while I did it for Jones & Co., I believe it's the same thing can happen for you guys to share out these posts for yourself. So since they are from Jones & Co., if you're interested in this, reach out type of thing. I think that's a great way of sharing. And again, everybody's wondering, you know, what type of content you could put out there. So, you know, putting stuff like that is really great. So it just shows, you know, the volume of variety of homes that are available, keeping it within the Jones & Co. family. And it also brands you as a realtor in the area and everybody together as a brokerage. So that's what I have for you as far as tutorial. I have these sticker packs that I will send out to everybody. I'll make available. I'll ask Jana, either they'll put them in AppFolio or app files or something, and we'll make sure it gets out to everybody. And if you need anything custom like that, just let me know. Or if there's one that you'd like to see that I haven't created yet, I just created some of the basic ones for right now. Be happy to do that, because I think you know, adding that little level of customization and the branding of the brokerage is going to go a long way to really helping everybody's posts work a little bit better. So any questions at this point?
Yeah, because we have a policy at Jones & Company that everyone can use each other's listings for marketing purposes. Can you talk about how they do they have to do anything different to do that? Just contact the agent, or can you walk them through that a little bit, please?
Yes, I think, you know, you probably want to contact the agent, but a lot of times you might be looking at some of the other agents and what they've posted. So that's one of the best things to do. Is that it's the easiest first is to share someone that already posted something, and you could reach out to them and just ask them, hey, is it okay to share it? That would be a nice courtesy call to do. And again, you know, share it to your story, add the Jones & Co. Sticker with it, add a link, when the link could then, you know, even go to your website if they allow that, if someone allows it to be branded that way, or if it's coming from the Jones & Co. brokerage website as well. I think that would be good. I don't know, JJ, you could tell me if that works, that's legal.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay.
Talk about open houses. I noticed we didn't have any open house stickers. Do you think, and have you tried, or has anybody on the call done that to maximize exposure for open houses and getting phone calls, traffic, etc.?
Yeah, I would recommend doing it, and definitely do it on your story, because the stories tend to be, what's current and now. So if you have an open house, and the other thing, stories last for only 24 hours. So anything you post there goes away in 24 hours. So that's one thing nice, because sometimes if you're posting the open houses on your regular post, it's going to be down in your feed, and then it won't make sense, because sometimes photos get sent to people at different times. So you might see a post from someone 3 days later from when you actually posted it, just because of how the algorithms work. So sometimes the open house won't really be effective in that way. And then people are wondering, is the house still even available? Because, it's been open, maybe someone got a contract on it, things like that. So sharing it in your story is a great way. And then again, you could put a link. You could put a link to a location address as well. So that's one thing nice. Anything that could drive people to that open house is a good thing to do.
I got a question.
Yes.
Is there going to be a cheat sheet or a recap of this? Because I've already forgotten the steps.
Yeah.
Yes, I will do that. I will put that together. Absolutely. Yep.
Thank you.
Sure. All right.
Anybody
Let's
have any questions about
Yeah.
any of this? Like, have you done anything different or something that you found that worked or didn't work, so we can all kind of brainstorm about it?
Yeah. Any issues with the platforms itself, let me know. I'd be happy to help.
Yeah, I know Crystal's big on it. I think Candy, you're using it more. John did a really great, cool little impromptu video for your open house on Facebook. Did you do it?
Nice.
Did you do Instagram too? There's a real basic question. You post on Facebook. Does it go to Instagram, or do you have to post on Instagram to go to Facebook?
Well, that's the thing. If you go from Facebook to Instagram, the problem is that links don't transfer. But if you
Okay.
go from the other way, the links will transfer.
There you go, guys. So post on Instagram first. Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, John, tell us about your open house and your cool little video. You're on mute. You have to unmute.
Yeah, the phone was ringing, yeah. Yeah, and I did a TikTok for the very first time. I don't know how it really all came out. It was just me talking and stumbling a little bit, but it did get a lot of views, and we actually have had a couple independent showings right after all that activity that I did.
Fantastic. That's
Yeah,
great.
so I really-
And that's measurable results. And I think that's part of it is, and we didn't really talk about this. And I know Crystal does her counts. And I'm sorry. So thank you, Crystal. But that way, what's being effective, because you want to make sure your sellers are knowing what you're doing too.
Right,
Mhm.
right. They liked it, and I just put it on, Twitter, X, and whatever else I could think of. I just kept plastering it out there until people got sick of looking at it, I guess. But
That's
I have
part
a
of it, too. You're right.
I have this gimbal thing that hooks up to my phone. I got it for vacation, and I thought, well, I'm not even using it. I should just take this to the open house, and it worked great.
What is?
Yeah.
Oh, you put your phone on it. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you just it's odd. It's got motors in it and stuff. It keeps it all balanced.
Yeah.
They're $150,
Yeah.
and that's what
Yeah.
keeps you moving along really smooth.
Can it keep
Yep.
your personality balanced too?
I can't do that. I can go off really bad. So I don't know. I don't know. I can't even remember what I said, but I guess as long as you just think about it and don't overthink it, it'll be fine.
Do you wanna
Exactly.
Do you want to put what you bought, John, in the chat so somebody can grab it if they want to grab it?
Yeah, it's a DJI. I'll look it up here and try and
Yeah.
cut
Yeah.
and paste something in there that if that's possible.
All
Yeah.
right.
And that goes too, like you said, if you're something like that really helps, because content quality is very key as well. Excuse me. So yeah, something like that keeps your phone steady, stuff like that really helps, because that really engages people. It makes people, it's easier to watch. And so that's really helps. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, because it was a long video. It was more than 10 minutes, and that's
Oh, wow.
yeah, because I had to go outside and do the waterfront and everything.
Yeah.
So
Yes. I have found that people really like the walkthrough videos. They do.
Yeah.
To do a walkthrough is just something they like, because they could get it. They get a feeling for the space of it. and it starts conversation on their end, and then it usually translates into somebody reaching out at some point. So, and again, if the people are watching it longer, the algorithms in the platform say, okay, people like it, and they're going to send it out to more people. So,
Right, yeah.
Doesn't the walkthrough video have to be under a minute in order to be in stories?
That's what I thought.
yes. Right. Yeah. For stories, that's one of the things. There's some limitations on the different platforms and the stories. Like TikTok, you could go longer. But yes, you have to watch how you do it because it has to be sometimes bite size. But
What
with
do
that, if it's small, one thing to think about is trying to make something so that's interactive. So when they're looking at it, you show something and then pose a question or something that'll get people to kind of watch it again and maybe comment on it, because that's really what you're looking for. You're looking for some engagement.
So, question. A couple of years back when I took a social media class, they said to try to keep things under 45 seconds just because people aren't interested. Has that changed? Do you find that that's different? What works best for you time-wise? And what platform works best for you?
Yeah, actually, I found that you could vary your time because, there's some people that are saying that, longer form works, sometimes shorter form works. But quite honestly, my best performing TikTok that I have done, I use TikTok a lot because it really helps. There's really a lot of fast engagement and it really pushes you out further. So I've have a lot of success with TikTok. My best performing TikTok is like 20 seconds. It's ridiculous. And it's not even doesn't even have anything of like utter quality, I would even tell you, with it. And it is now up to 770,000 views. So, and it keeps growing.
So we'll
Did you
have
get
you do a class just on TikTok, I think. Would that be helpful
Yes.
for y'all? Would that be good? Something you'd
Yeah.
be interested
Yeah.
in Steve doing?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's been really amazing. Sometimes the simple ones really work. I've also done longer ones that really work too. But one thing I could say is that one thing that helps across all platforms is frequency of posting. So the more often you're posting, the more that it will push your content out there because you're an active person using the platform. So that really helps. Before I hit that high note on my posts, what I was doing is I hit it for over 30 days of a daily post. I was posting every single day something. And I did it because I was getting some increase, but I was like, you know what? The frequency I know matters. It really helped when I was pushing harder on my YouTube. But I'm like, let me just try TikTok because I know a lot of people are on there. I found myself just mindlessly scrolling because it was funny. And I'm like, this is where everybody's at. So let me try it. So it's really worked, so that one has really kind of pushed my views higher. I did one post because I needed one. I try to do at least one a week now, but sometimes it's every 2 weeks at the minimum. But like my last post, I just did it, and I actually just walked around my neighborhood right where I was because there are some rental townhomes that are going up. So I've been doing little updates on them, and over 20,000 views within a week. So, and tons of comments. Yeah, so it really works. So it doesn't matter really sometimes how long or short it is. But people like the videos that I'm doing that are like riding around the neighborhood so people could see. I do that for two reasons. It's not that I'm going to sell home A or home B, but it's more like to show I'm a guy who's a realtor in this neighborhood. So in this area. So showing those types of things really, really work. So one case in point, let me point out as my TikTok, because I haven't done as much. I've got two. I've got Escape to the Villages and Escape to Southwest Florida.
Yeah.
So-
Give them a little tease, and then we'll schedule another class for that.
Yes. So
Right, and
I've got Escape to Southwest Florida, which I started to do some more postings on. But that one I only got, let's put it this way, I've got only 126 followers. So not that many. I haven't really posted that much. So the last couple I posted a bunch. Like I was down there a few weeks ago and I was showing my sister around, and I was in Naples, and I'm like, showing her the multi-million-dollar homes. It's beautiful. They're gorgeous. And I know people would like it just because of the eye candy. So I did a little drive through with that, and I've got over 6,600 views on that alone. And I got a ton of engagement. So that was very interesting too. So I've got 65 hearts and I got 14 people that have comment on it, 5 saves, which means they save it for content to show later or something that they like. So
Wow.
some of them, basically the post was just on Gulf Shore Boulevard. So I've just went like down a half a block with my phone out of my car as I'm driving, just showing some great homes and just saying that, you know, Gulf Shore Boulevard is the street of dreams of Southwest Florida. You know, and if you ever have time, drive through it because it's just gorgeous, just for that. So with that, I've had people comment. Some of the comments were like, "Hey, I think this is on I think this is Gordon Drive, you know, or something, which is the street over from where I was." So with that, I got to write back and chime them saying, "Hey, you know, you're close. I'm just 1 block over Gulf Shore where meets 120th or something like that." I said, but again, they're like, "Oh yeah, that's great. I remember it. Oh, this, you know, my grandfather had a house that they knocked down and something." So it's just that engagement just starts going. And next thing you know, that's what will spawn a conversation saying, "Hey, you know what? I know someone who lives here, or I'd like to buy a house, or I've wanted to buy a condo in Fort Myers." You know, that type of thing is how that engagement starts and kind of spawns, hey, that they will talk to you and open up. So we'll definitely do a class on TikTok just to kind of talk about some how-tos on it, but it really isn't much different than the other ones. It's the how-to is a little bit more about like some of the features that you can add into your posts that are included in the app, but a lot of it is the same. It's not really much different. It's just that there's a lot of people on it, and these other platforms are really kind of gatekeepers on the content that you're putting out there. So that's one of the differences between the two. So. All right. Great. Well, did we lose JJ? She might be gone. Oh, hey, Janet. Can't hear you.
Can't hear you, Janet.
You've got Jan.
Okay.
So, all right. So, thank you very much, Steve. Very, very much for everything. And
Yes.
we greatly appreciate all all the participants who came in today. And
Yes.
if you have any questions, Steve, did you already let them know what your email address is?
Yeah, it's Steve at escape, the number 2 and Southwest Florida, SWFL. So escape2swfl.com.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Then I am going to shut off the recording button. I know where that is. And
I've got the sticker packs too. So probably, I don't know if we could put a link. I could maybe put a link on the event, or we could figure it out to send it to everybody.
okay. And we can also, like you said, create an app file that
perfect.
we could put the link in there, and everybody will have access to it. So what I can do is I can, what I can do is we can figure out who was the participants today, but I can see here, and then we can let them know what the app file number is, or we can just have a blast to everybody too.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, we've got a new app file.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
All right, thank you, everybody.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Any questions, reach out personally. I'll take care of you. So,
All right. Bye-bye.
all right, bye. Take care.